Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chapter 2, Entrepreneurship. In Chapter 1, we talked about the foundations of business and how businesses operate. In Chapter 2, we are going to focus on the people who start businesses. Those people are entrepreneurs. They take significant risks to build something new. But entrepreneurship is more than simply saying, I want to own a business. It involves much more than that. It is a mindset and a process. An entrepreneur identifies an opportunity and develops an idea for a business. They commit resources to that idea and accept the risk of the venture. They accept the risk that the business may succeed or it may fail. Both are possible outcomes that any entrepreneur must be prepared for. As we move through this chapter, I want you to think about one question. What does it really take to turn an idea into a successful business? Let's begin with Sheila Johnson, who co-founded Black Entertainment Television, or BET. One reason BET became successful was that its founders recognized an underserved audience. At the time, there was no major network focused specifically on Black culture. That is a major entrepreneurial lesson. It's about finding gaps in the market. Entrepreneurs succeed by identifying a need or problem that others have overlooked. Johnson also had to convince advertisers that the Black audience was valuable. That required persistence, communication, confidence, and the ability to convince others. Eventually, BET grew dramatically and was sold in a multi-billion-dollar deal. But Johnson did not stop there. She continued to look for new ventures. She later entered the hospitality industry and created Salamander Hotels and Resorts. She also invested in professional sports organizations, showing her wide entrepreneurial reach. Entrepreneurs are often willing to move into new industries and recognize opportunities. Johnson's story illustrates vision, persistence, innovation, confidence, adaptability, and risk-taking. So what exactly is an entrepreneur? Let's define the term properly now. An entrepreneur identifies a business opportunity and assumes the risk of operating it. There are 3 characteristics of entrepreneurial activity that you should remember. The first is innovation. This is often the foundation of any new venture. Innovation does not always mean inventing something that has never existed before. Innovation can mean creating a new product or improving an existing one. It can mean serving a new market or finding a better way to deliver. The second characteristic is running a business. This requires daily execution and focus. An idea by itself is not a business. It requires structure and management. Until you figure out how customers will purchase it, it remains only an idea. The third characteristic is risk-taking. This is a crucial element for any entrepreneur. This is one of the most important parts of entrepreneurship. Do not overlook it. Entrepreneurs make decisions without knowing exactly what the outcome will be. That is uncertainty. They may invest savings, borrow money, or leave a stable job to succeed. That uncertainty is part of entrepreneurship. You must be prepared for that reality. Not every small business owner is necessarily an entrepreneur in the way we define it. Some people operate what we call a lifestyle business. Let's explore that distinction. A lifestyle business may provide income for the owner, but lacks major expansion goals. Think about a local beauty salon or pizza shop. These are extremely important businesses. But an entrepreneur is associated with innovation, growth, and identifying opportunities for expansion. If entrepreneurship involves so much risk, why do people do it? What is the motivation? Reasons include wanting to be your own boss, financial independence, or creative freedom. Owning a business gives you freedom, but it also gives you immense responsibility. When you own the business, the problems come directly to you. You are the stop. If an employee is absent or rent is due, it is definitely your problem to solve. Business ownership is about accepting responsibility for the organization. That is the true trade-off. There are several important advantages to owning a business. Let's look at the positives. One is independence and control. Another is the financial opportunity if the business succeeds. There is also creative freedom and tremendous learning opportunities in nearly every part of the business. But there are significant disadvantages that you must also consider before you start. The first is financial risk. Substantial money may be required and stress levels can be high. There is also a significant time commitment. You may work much longer than you expected. Finally, owners may be responsible for duties they do not enjoy, like bookkeeping or scheduling. Enjoying a product is not enough. You must also enjoy the management side of things. Now let's talk about the role small businesses play in the overall economy. The SBA describes a small business as independently owned and not dominant in its field. Small businesses matter because they create a significant portion of jobs in the workforce. Second, small businesses encourage innovation. This often happens faster than in large corporations. Small organizations can move faster. They have fewer layers of management to navigate. They also provide opportunities for women and minority entrepreneurs to pursue financial independence. And finally, small businesses support large businesses by providing parts and services they need. A local automobile dealership may be a small business even though it sells for a corporation. So small businesses and large businesses are often highly dependent on one another. They collaborate. Small businesses can also be grouped into two broad sectors. Let's look at those now. The first is the goods producing sector. Manufacturing and agriculture are key examples. The second is the service producing sector, providing services rather than tangible goods. Most small businesses are in services, partly because they require less startup capital initially. Think about starting a consulting company versus starting an automobile manufacturing company. It's a huge difference. How do I come up with a business idea? This is a question many ask. Do not ask, what do I want to sell? Instead ask, what does the customer want? Ideas come from work experience, hobbies, or frustration with an existing product or service. Under Armour came from frustration with sweat-soaked shirts. Shazam solved an identification problem. That is entrepreneurial thinking. When you encounter a problem, look for a business opportunity. You have three major options: start from scratch, buy an existing business, or purchase a franchise. Starting from scratch gives you freedom, but it can also be the riskiest option. Buying an existing business gives you history, but you may also inherit existing problems. A franchise allows you to use an established brand and receives training and support, but that support comes with a cost: initial fees, royalties, and less operational freedom. No matter which direction you choose, planning is essential. A business plan is your blueprint. It explains your strategy and helps you evaluate progress. It's your roadmap for success. One vital question is, why would customers choose you instead of your competitors? That's your advantage. Now we must discuss why businesses fail. Failure is a real part of entrepreneurship. Common reasons include a bad business idea and cash problems. Cash flow is absolutely vital. Other reasons include managerial inexperience or growing too quickly for the organization to handle. How can you improve your chances? Know your industry and understand basic business functions. Make sure you have adequate funding, manage cash carefully, and learn how to manage people. Businesses must adapt to changes in the marketplace. If technology changes, you must respond quickly. Entrepreneurship is not just a creative idea. It's about identifying opportunities and accepting risk. Sheila Johnson and Kevin Plank saw something to improve, but they also had to act. For your exams, understand these concepts: innovation, risk-taking, small business, and business planning. Good luck. What problem do you encounter in your own life that could be turned into an opportunity? That is where entrepreneurship begins. That concludes our lecture. Thank you for watching today.